Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And here we go from Indy. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida, a super athlete at quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
Straight to the air is Richardson. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
2nd and 10. Again, it's Richardson. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball, left side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Richardson on 3rd. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. A good defensive play breaks that one up. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw almost ended an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
So here are the Eagles now for their first drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Okay, you know he's happy about that win last week, but less happy about his performance. He went into the lab this week, there's no question about it, and studied those mistakes, those 2 interceptions, because he knows that's not sustainable for winning. And I love a line from Mike McDonald. He talks about the quarterback being the voice of poise. That means flushing those mistakes from a week ago and being poised to go attack today.
They run it with Saquon Barkley. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
He's got Smith. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
On 1st down, Hurts. This one snagged by Dallas Goedert. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he works it down to the 30-yard line. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Here's 2nd and 5. Completed over the middle. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First down, a run with Barkley. And he drives this forward to the 6. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
63, 63, 63.
They go to Barkley again. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Barkley does not get in. His push is stopped just short of that goal line.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Another chance to get that lone yard. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll try to do it himself. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Eagles have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. He finds his way in on the sneak. Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. So before they can get set and snap it, the clock runs out on quarter 1. Neither side separating much so far. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Lucas Oil Stadium after this.
On the set.
Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Colts have the football. They have 2nd down behind the sticks. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. He locates Adonai Mitchell. And he'll get it up to the 44. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Back.
Working from the gun, it's Richardson. That's Mitchell on the slant. And they make the tackle at the 38. They'll get 18 yards there. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down. New set of downs for him at the 38.
Get it. Bring up. Check. No. Bring it.
Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority and the majority.
Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough 3rd down here. Richardson. He smartly won't risk something here, just chucks it away. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And that brings up 4th and long. Rigoberto Sanchez on the punt. And this will be his second effort of the contest. And no chance at a return as this one heads across the sideline at the 25-yard line. The Eagles about set to get going for their second drive. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them, right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, they're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
Starting on the ground here with Barkley. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Play made by E.J. Speed. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
2nd and 4. Taken in by Smith. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. He gets 6 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down. They're going to go with Barkley on the counter. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Hurts now from the gun. This finds Smith. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Philadelphia first down. Started a little slow, but we've arrived at the 2-minute warning. The Eagles hoping to grow their lead before halftime. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Finds him over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for an Eagles first down. They motion the tight end over. First down throwing for Hurts. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he gets the first just before he's tackled. As this play ends, we see someone in some discomfort out there. Oh, that's the tight end, Dallas Goedert, who they're coming out to look at. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Barkley runs it in for the Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles grow their lead just before halftime. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles double their lead to 14. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. Now the Indianapolis offense heading out. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet. How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
And down he goes. The Eagles got him. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. Got to figure out this 3rd down here.
Check, Panther. On lock line. Alert! Alert!
Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Hauled in by Downs. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Eagles will be backed up a good bit to begin the drive. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Here's 2nd and 7. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go. Trying to find A.J. Brown. So they're left with 4th down here.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game or already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. Officially a 55-yard launch. And hardly any time remaining for them in this game.
Ready, hut! Shut up!
He's back to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Now he takes it. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Wow, they must really trust in this guy's range. He's out for what would be a very long field goal. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So after some careful consideration, they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty. Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. One last play before the break. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. He'll throw it. He's going deep. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one.
Defense.
So halftime has to wait one more snap. That pass interference call means we've got an untimed down coming up. Jake Elliott out to put up 3 for the Eagles. He's looking 34 yards here down the middle. The kick by Hopkins is good. And that extends their lead to 14. So as we reach halftime, we see the visit. Well, I hope everybody was lightning quick, ready to grab a refill or a bite to eat, because no halftime report this week. Everyone's set to get the third quarter underway. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Eagles returning their offense and this running back to the field. They've ripped off 4 straight wins, and if this lead holds, that's going to be 5 before we know it. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Set.
They send a man in motion. Toss play to Barkley. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought down by Julian Blackman. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
From the 31. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off Zaire Franklin. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL, and especially in the second half. You have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the second.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10.
Here we go. Trap alert.
Off the play fake, here's Richardson. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down.
Ready. Set, go.
Richardson back to throw. This is reeled in by Pittman. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Kate, this is a low ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
To the air, 3rd and long. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. Here's Matt Gay for the Colts field goal. He hit his first one. His second one's coming from inside of 40. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that'll get him back to 11.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field. That's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. They go with Barkley here. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
His goal is pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Pass hauled in by the rookie from Miami. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. First and 10. Here's Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. And that's good for a gain of 5. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Hurts looking to throw. Finds his man over the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. Here's Barkley. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Oh, man, that just stuns you. That's exactly what you're not thinking is going to happen on a 1st down run. They likely need now a big gain on 2nd to try to get back on schedule.
Here we go, 2nd and very long. Completed over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big...
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They're going to run with Barkley. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. It's a gain of 2 on the play. Still some work to do on 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He's got it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes, just like that.
He has it on the QB sneak. And he gets it on the sneak. Touchdown! The Eagles lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown on a quarterback sneak to the end zone. Eagles offense staying out there. They're going for 2. He's throwing for it. And the call to go for it not rewarded as the pass falls incomplete.
It'd be a little armchair quarterback after that call. Looked like the defense knew exactly what was coming.
Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Colts ready to take the field. And what's really been simply stunning, Brock, is how far we've made it into the game, and their passing game, it is still grounded.
Yeah, so as they're sitting here losing right now, what I hear you saying, Kate, is it's time for this offense to take flight?
That one's cut along the left sideline. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. Just one.
On the jump.
New set of downs for him from the 46.
Set. Ready.
On 1st down, it's Richardson. A quick slant into the hands of Downs. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Eagles territory. 2nd and 3 now.
At the Eagles' 47-yard line.
From the 47. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
And the Colts, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Ready.
They'll throw again. Richardson. Catch is made in close. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And they're already up by 2 scores, Brock, but another one here would really put this one out of reach. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Handoff headed right, Barkley. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Running right, it's Barkley. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Finds him over the middle. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
And this one does not go far. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Indy. Eagles about to move to a perfect 5-0 this season. Second down now, 7 to go. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That one's complete over the middle. And he works this to the 38 before going down. So after the 2-minute warning, another stoppage here. The defense is calling time, 1:55 to go. The Colts adding a man to the secondary here. 3rd down coming up. Hurts now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Timeout taken by the defense. Their 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They give to Barkley, left side. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Finds the in route complete. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. The Colts take a timeout. That's their last one. 1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead. They run it with Saquon. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. He gets him 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Barkley has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
When you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Hurts now on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys can have a little fun with him in practice this week, because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Hurts now on 4th. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Drew Tranquil with the pick.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. You got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
And this falls incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And that last pass falls incomplete as this game comes to a close. So the Eagles will fly out of here with a road win. Well, it's all about one word right now, partner: momentum. Getting this win gives you a ton of it, and that should really play to their advantage as they prep for their next opponent.
Can I give you another one, too? How about confidence? Not only is momentum on their side, but they're going to be real confident after how they executed to get the win in this one. They keep that mindset through to the next time out. They're going to be very tough to beat.